Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nurse Kathiana. I am a new grad cardiac RN, and in this video I'll be talking about all about my new grad RN residency program. For my returning subscribers, welcome, welcome, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. So I've been getting a lot of questions about the new grad RN residency, and this is kind of like my 1 month update and a little bit of things that I wish I would have known prior to, or things that I didn't really think through prior to starting the program. So yes, I am a new grad RN. I just got my official license in November. I work on a cardiac tele unit, and I was an LPN prior 3 years. So that's a little bit about myself. So my new grad RN contract is not 1, not 2, 3 years. And when I'm asking around, I'm kind of figuring out like 3 years is like a lot, because everyone else's RN residency is only like a 2-year contract. So I'm like, did I really screw myself thinking about this, like getting into this contract prematurely? And mind you, my contract for my hospital, I never went to my hospital prior to the interview. So I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what the floor looked like. I didn't know how many patients. I didn't have any plugs inside that could tell me like, oh, this is how many patients you're gonna get and this is what to expect. I didn't have that. I was just so excited to find a job as an RN, and the pay was decent. So I was like, all right, cool, let's go. So I wish I would have thought more about 3 years and what that will require from me as a nurse. Like 3 years is a lot, and I get bored pretty easily because I've had a new job each year that I was an LPN. So that's kind of crazy that I made a commitment for 3 years to a place I've never been to. All right, so let's get into the update. So this is my little binder that they provided me with. They spelled my name all the way wrong, but we're not going to talk about that. So I'm looking at my planner just so I can kind of update you guys on what we've been doing in the classroom, so I can kind of remember, because it was a while ago. So like the first 3 weeks we did skills, we did fundamentals, we learned about the hospital we'll be working at, we learned the basic procedures, because when you're in nursing school, you forget all the fundamentals once you get to advanced med surg. So we basically did all of those types of things. We got to meet our directors, we got to meet our supervisors, we got to like float and look around on the floor a little bit. So that was pretty cool. So we also had training on the computer. It was actually a lot of sitting in my opinion, but it was really needed. I feel as though we did get the skills that we needed. Like we had Foley care, we had trach care, we had AccuChecks. They taught us how to use the beds, how to properly transfer patients, and we got fitted for our mask for our TB. So our airborne N95 mask. We also had to do a couple presentations and things like that. Simple presentations though on medication administration, those types of things. EKG week, a whole week dedicated to EKGs, and that week drove me crazy because if you don't know, I kind of sucked at EKGs, but now I'm doing a lot better. If you haven't watched that video, I will link it up above, that me struggling to figure out these EKGs. We got in our ACLS training, and we also got trained properly how to code. Like if a patient codes, what do we need to do? We got a little tour around the code cart. So those things were pretty awesome. So we went to the floor. First we started off like 1 12-hour shift a week, then we went to 2 12-hour shifts a week, and now we're doing 3 12s. So when I was first training, I was on the daytime because I don't know, that's what they wanted me to do. But my shift will be nighttime, 7 p.m., 7 a.m. shifts. So the morning time drove me crazy. I feel like there's so much going on. You can't even get your thoughts together, honestly. Like you have patients, you have family, you have doctors, you have transport coming asking you questions, making you sign things. Like, oh my gosh. And then you have to give a report at 9 a.m. kind of to update, the case management on who's staying, who might leave today, what's the plan, what's holding these patients back, things like that. And I'm like, how in the world are you supposed to do all this, plus give your patients all their medications, make sure they're okay, follow up on any update, it drove me crazy. And even with my OPN experience, I felt as though I was going crazy. So morning shift, we had about 6 patients. Typically you'd have 1 to 2 discharges and then 1 to 2 admissions. So my floor has a high turnover rate. So if you discharge a patient at 7 a.m., then that means you're getting an admission possibly by 10 a.m. Like, it moves fast. So I learned that, and then it's crazy because once I got comfortable on my floor in the morning time, I switched over to night shift. And let me tell you something, guys. If you guys are ever in doubt about your night shift life, work a daytime shift, and you will really appreciate it. Because once I went to night, I was like, heaven. Oh my gosh, this is so nice. It was quiet. I could take my time passing my meds. I could make sure I was thoroughly documenting on each patient. It was heaven. It is heaven. I actually have a shift tonight. I need to go to sleep soon. But yes, I really like night shift. I'm going to have a video coming up soon about, you know, my night shift routine. But man, when I say night shift is heaven compared to daytime, the only thing is about my hospital is that night shift, you actually have up to 8 patients. Now, I haven't seen 8 patients yet. We typically get 6 patients plus an admission, which is a lot compared to the most. But you never know, depending on the day, you know, people call out, things like that. You can get up to 8 patients, which I feel like is very unsafe. But you know, if they've been doing it for so long, who am I to try to change the policy, you know? But I don't mind it, and I do have a routine so far for night shift, and my preceptor is really amazing, so I'm very happy about that, and I'm excited to see where this takes me. I still have this is my 8th week, so I have 2 more weeks on orientation, and then I'll be on my own. So that's crazy to think about, but it's exciting at the same time. And I feel as though I'm doing everything now anyways. Like, I'm giving the patients the medication, I'm documenting everything. My preceptor is just there if I need any questions, and he's just supervising me to make sure I'm doing what I need to do. So if you guys have any specific questions about the residency, go ahead and leave them down below. I will be doing a video soon about the RN residency pay, because I know that's a very big topic for new grads. So if you like this video, thumbs up, comment down below any questions you might have, and don't forget to